It definitely seemed like Sony was trying to launch their PS5 with a strong lineup of games. Insomniac was providing another Spider-Man experience with a standalone expansion to their successful main game. Bluepoint Games was delivering a remake of the beloved Demon's Souls, and Sumo Digital was aiming to round out the selection of games with a platformer set within their Little Big Planet universe. I want to disclose that I have never played any of the Little Big Planet games. I really like the idea of being able to create and share with your friends and people all over the world, but these were a set of games that I missed when they came out. Over the years, I have very much enjoyed Sumo Digital as a developer. After I played their Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed, I always wanted to see what this developer was going to do next. I know I have mentioned this before, but when it comes to kart racers, Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed has got to be my favorite one. It is a celebration of Sega franchises, and between the interesting track designs, fun racing mechanics, and excellent music, I was never bored with it. As a result, Sumo Digital gained my respect. Their new platformer featuring Sackboy looked really promising and very charming. It was apparent from my first moments with the game that this was going to be something special. After I was able to sink my teeth into it more, it was obvious that this game was not getting the attention it deserved. I felt like Sackboy was getting overlooked with all the other big releases all coming out at the same time. I can confidently say that this is a game you do not want to miss, whether on the PS5 or the PS4. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my review for Sackboy: A Big Adventure. The game impresses you right out of the gate with a very fun and engaging first level and how it introduces its mechanics to the player. It is very normal for the first level of a game, or even the second level, to be a hand-holding level that slowly guides you through all of the basic mechanics. What I really appreciated with Sackboy was how the first level does not handhold you throughout the entire thing. This first level sort of lets you figure things out for yourself. Little hints would pop up if you attempt to do something and it wasn't working. But what was satisfying was how you were thrown into this level and you sort of figured it out for yourself. Sometimes you would come up to something and not really know what to do, and this would lead you to experiment with your options on how to interact with it. I would come across some boxes and I wanted to see if I could destroy them to gain something, or what would happen if I pulled this string out of the ground and see if it would give me anything. There was some minor problem solving as well, by how the environment would react to how you interacted with it. If I hit something, that would do something different and potentially create a new path to another platform. As a way to introduce your mechanics to the player, it is always appreciated when games can come up with a clever or player-initiated way to let players get their feet wet with the game's mechanics. On top of all of this, the first level provides you with an excellent presentation from both an audio and visual standpoint. The game is gorgeous and the soundtrack is delightful. When it comes to the basic gameplay, the mechanics are pretty simple to understand. You have your standard jump button. Thankfully, you can auto grab onto ledges when you are close enough to them. You can also run a bit while you're in the air to extend out your jump. Along with this, you have a few different moves at your disposal for attacking enemies. You have your basic slap attack, which is good for taking out normal enemies, along with smashing boxes. You can do a roll to quickly get to your next location, along with being a nice means to dodge an attack. In addition, you can perform a ground pound move as well. Overall, the standard platforming stages are well crafted and provide you with a bunch of items to find. Your main goal is to find these blue orbs. You will need a certain amount of them to fight the area boss and move to the next region. You will find many of these through just playing the level, but there are plenty of orbs that are hidden from the player and they are obtained by doing side rooms. The side rooms provide a nice change of pace from the normal level action. These areas are usually presented with a nice mini-game feel and a decent sense of humor. While the orbs will be your main objective, there are plenty of other extra items to find. You will want to keep an eye out for the costume parts, as the game provides a good amount of customization through the different outfits that you can wear. You can use bells to buy new outfits, and you can mix and match different parts of an outfit to create something completely new. This is all cosmetic, but it allows you to create your own unique looking Sackboy. Finding all the level collectibles is really rewarding as well. Some of the areas might have you scratching your head for a minute to try and figure out how to get to a certain area to grab an item that you see but you cannot reach yet. This is where some of the light puzzle solving comes into play. A nice highlight are the co-op specific levels that feel like they are built from the ground up to be only completed in co-op. This will have you looking at levels a bit differently, like jumping on your friend's head to get to a higher point, or even grabbing them and throwing them to a higher position. You will find yourself naturally communicating with your friend to try and figure out how to collect all the items within the area as you reach the end of the stage. The cooperative problem solving makes it more engaging so that the game doesn't feel like it has co-op as an add-on, but rather a full featured part of it. And to clarify, Sackboy is a joy to play in both single player and co-op. Now while Sackboy provides solid platforming levels, it also excels in level variety. In some levels, combat will be used more. In these situations, you will get different melee weapons to use. One of my favorites was the boomerang. This can be used to collect items along with hitting enemies from a distance. Like the boomerang, other gadgets will provide you with both a new means for combat and traversal. The hover boots give you a new means to get around, and they can let you fire energy blasts. The grappling hook is used as a means to grab onto spinning objects. All of these can assist you in dodging the different traps that the levels will have. Then you have the levels where you need to quickly move to the endpoint while you are being pushed along the level. These situations are fun as you need to do a bunch of on-the-fly problem solving to collect all of the items that you can, along with the useful costume pieces or orbs. By having the level push you along, it adds an extra layer of urgency to it. There are variations of this by having a transport always being on the move, and you need to figure out how to stay on it until the end of the level. In some instances, you will need to jump off the transport and then figure out your way to get back to it before it escapes you. One distraction has you in a ball, and it gives you this sort of super monkey ball kind of feel to it as you slide and smash into enemies and objects. There are these unlockable time trial sort of obstacle courses that you will find as well. These are fun to complete as you find the best means to lower your time and earn all of the orbs. One of my favorite levels are the music themed stages. These levels will feature a pop song that is integrated into the stage, and the stage ebbs and flows with the song. This kind of reminds me of the music themed levels from the Rayman Legends game. I would love to show you an example of this, but YouTube would definitely copyright my video. Just take my word for it that it's pretty awesome. Essentially, there's a wealth of variety from what levels you will be completing, along with the different locations that you will be playing in. The different situations also do not feel cheap, but rather nice changes of pace to continually keep the game feeling fresh the whole way through. There are some instances of levels repeating themselves in different areas. Like you will always have an area where you need to find some keys to progress, or you need to find some cute creatures and then rescue them, or play a game of whack-a-mole. But these types of different levels are spaced out enough that they do not feel tiresome when you encounter them again. And you never really know when you are going to encounter something completely new that changes things up, like the sticky orange goo that allows you to travel up an area, or an entire level where the water level keeps changing and you need to time your movements correctly so you do not drown. All of this is backed up with a great sense of charm, and it is also found within the game's story and cutscenes.
This is a knitted knight. Oh, don't tell me you've never heard about the knitted knights of the Imagisphere. The sworn protectors of Craftworld. Well, it's a knitted knight's...
Hello! I am Zum Zum. You wish to change clothes? Buy fabulous new outfits? Huh? Ooh la la! You have come to the right place for it. Spend collectibles to purchase stupendous styles. Then create incredible new looks in your wardrobe, where you will find all your fantastical fashions. Mwah! Oh, and here, I give you some free collectibles just for you to spend here at Zoom Zooms.
I wasn't expecting Sackboy to have an actual story, and I was pleasantly surprised with the presentation along with how charming it was. The game and story are really wholesome. This is a game to play if you need a feel-good game. I have played many games where they try to go for the cute and charming effect, and it can backfire where the intent comes off as annoying. but here the developers nailed the charming tone along with providing some humor. I laughed more than I expected, and I was looking forward to the next cutscene because of the solid performances and good writing from the game. The main villain really hams it up and hits that nice balance between cartoony evil and likability. Many of the other characters have some funny moments as well, and the story only enhances the experience. I really enjoyed the simple yet fun story. I really did not have any issues while playing the game either. I found the game to control and perform pretty well. I had a few minor graphical glitches like capes going nuts at random times, but outside of this, the game was pretty stable. The music is another excellent highlight for the game, whether it's from the great use of pop songs within the music theme levels or the original soundtrack. Sackboy's soundtrack is very pleasing to the ears. Here are a few tracks from the game. Sackboy is easily one of my favorite games on the PS4 and PS5. In many ways, Sackboy feels very old-fashioned in its approach. The presentation and charm makes this feel like something that you would expect to see out of a new Nintendo title. When it comes to the story, the game has this general sweetness to it and some good humor. The presentation and soundtrack enhance the solid platforming. The platforming stages are enjoyable to play through, the controls are solid, and I really enjoyed trying to figure out how to get all the hidden items. Sackboy provides a wealth of level variety to provide some different sequences to keep things engaging, either through the fun boss fights, minigames, or different level situations. While Sackboy is well received by critics, I feel like this game is underrated due to the lack of attention that it's getting. This is a great game to play both in single player and in co-op, and a great platformer to enjoy on both your PS4 or PS5. I highly recommend you check this one out, and thank you very much for watching.